Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Firefly Tarot. So for today's pick a card, we're going to be doing our weekly guidance reading. So predictions and guidance for the week of 4/21/24. So yes, what do you need to know this week? As usual, I'll be starting off with just the energies for self, and I'll be using this deck called the Gilded Royale, and then I'll go into the external, just like anything in your outer world, and I'll use the Rider deck for that. So thank you guys so much for any of you who signed up for my online tarot course. It's going to be starting May 11th, so there's still time in case you're interested. I'll leave the information below, but I will show you each of these 4 groups. Remember, it's a general reading, and if you'd like a personal reading, again, the info is below. So here we have group number 1. This is andalusite. Group number 2 is aquamarine. Group number 3 is orange calcite. And group number 4 is moonstone. Thank you guys for helping me figure out that pink stone. I honestly don't know if it's pink opal or the pink calcite or manget. I don't know how to pronounce it. Calcite. I have to figure it out, but I think it might be pink opal. Anyway, take as much time as you need. If you can pause if you need to, but otherwise I will see you guys at your reading. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 1, which is andalusite. So let's take a look at your energy for this week, just how you're going to be doing. Spirit, this reading is for group 1. Please and thank you. What do they need to know this week? Andalusite. Okay. Spirit, moving forward into just this week, what energies are coming towards them in the area of self? Just how they're going to be doing, feeling energy-wise. Okay, so we have Ace of Cups. Definitely a positive vibe there. So let's just get a few more. Spirit, how will they be doing, please? So what this is saying, there's a few messages, actually. So with the first, we are seeing here that this week you're going to be really opening up to some ideas, and one could be one idea in particular that is either spiritual or creative or even psychic. Lots of eye opening, because I'm really drawn to that eye there, because obviously this deck is different than the one I usually use, so it's really catching me here. So it's going to be opening up to the point where you may be receiving some type of information, vibes, or intuitions that you never have before. It even could be inspiration. There's a really blurred line here in this message with psychic and creative messages. So for some of you, that might be because you often receive creative messages psychically. With the Queen of Cups, it's kind of the same thing. You can see she's holding this cup, and there is this golden light coming from it, and she's holding yellow flowers. Yeah, I think that this week there is going to be some significant opening for you in your psychic abilities, in your centers, in receiving some type of signs, something like that. And I think at first this is going to hit you as just very unexpected, and you might be even overwhelmed with some of the information. Not in a bad way at all. It's more like it's just coming in as very cool and very surprising, and you might be in a bit of disbelief as well. Okay, Spirit, what do we need to know, please? Moving forward, energy coming towards them in self. Again, it's just very positive. I was really drawn to all of the gold colors here, the fish and her garment, and just everything is very much gold and prosperous. Here with the Knight of Wands, there is even more positive energy. There's passion, excitement, leadership. Okay, sorry, I hear like some knocking. Sorry about that. But yeah, you're going to be moving forward in some way this week. So again, for many of you, this could be a creative venture, but that doesn't always mean something in, like, for example, the fiction realm. You know, this could be something anything having to do with your bright ideas. So anything that you've been thinking of doing, maybe with a goal or something like that, there's just a lot of enthusiasm here. Potentially the third day could be of significance as well. The third day of the week. Actually, it's kind of give or take, because it might be starting from Sunday or Monday that you're watching this. Spirit, what else do we need to know? And then we have Judgment. So this vibe is pretty much the same as I usually get, is that there's going to be a message. So this is pretty consistent so far. I do think that this week has, for you guys, I don't know if it's for the collective yet, unless this is a repeated message, but for you guys, this does seem that this is a highly psychic week for you in terms of communication. I don't know if you've already watched my past pick of cards with what psychic communication is trying to come to you, or whatever I said, but this is really going to hammer something down, and I'm happy to deliver this message, because something actually came through to me as well. It was a series of some types of dreams and then other synchronicities, and it's just really cool. Like, again, it's really cool when it comes through. It just feels like magic is real, kind of a vibe. So there is an angel or a guide or some kind of energy trying to reach you this week. I don't know what it's about, though. I would assume it's having to do with either your spiritual path as a whole, or again, it could be either something creative or a goal that you have. So it'll be any of those, and it'll be very obvious to you. It'll be kind of like in your face type of energy. I think that the majority, it could happen around midweek, like for the most part. This kind of flipped here. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah. So you have a lot of guides. You have quite a few guides that are coming through Wednesday, Thursday-ish. Anything else for the area of self? Thank you. You're very open to all of these signs and all of this communication. You are also very well protected too. I do think that there's going to be gears shifting within you, just emotionally, spiritually shifting, in terms of how excited you are about things and the determination as you move forward. So I think the reason is because you are seeing everything align and how it's all put together, and you're really starting to come into this firmer belief about everything, especially if before you may have felt a bit skeptical of certain things, but now that you're seeing it in front of you unfold before your eyes, you're actually, I think, going to be a lot more convinced. And then we have the Moon card. Still, this is giving me the same exact message, and it even looks pretty similar in some way. The Moon. I don't know for sure, but I think for a small number of you, only if you feel called. You may also need to watch group 4, because that was Moonstone. Now, I haven't done that group yet, so I don't have any idea if this is going to be connected, but only if you also felt equally called to group number 4, I recommend that you watch that, because there may be at least one message there for you. If you weren't called to it, then you don't have to. But yeah, it does seem like there is some really underlying psychic communication that needs to come through, and you will see some sort of proof about this too, meaning in the near future. I have to check what this is, but these beams of light, it to me kind of seems like there's something kind of arriving or erupting. They said some type of strong word there, emerging into your life from the subconscious waters into the real three-dimensional world. Okay, any final message for self? Otherwise, it's a very strong psychic energy. I feel like this is a good vibration for you. I'm not seeing any issues, any negativity at all. And then this is really a wonderful way to confirm that. We have the Four of Wands here. So this is balance, joy, stability, security, just feeling really safe and protected, and again, like in really good flow with your guidance. So that's really beautiful. Let's take a look at what's going on in your outer world, kind of see if we get any specific stuff, hopefully. I mean, we're looking good either way, I would say. It's not going to really affect you. Okay, Spirit, moving forward, what energies are coming towards them in their outer world? Anything of certain special significance for our group 1 andalusite what's coming towards them in their outer world. Thank you. Definitely something unexpected with the Seven of Swords there. And then we have the Ace of Cups repeated. Okay, so this is really strong. So the unexpected thing, it could be some kind of either a gift, an offering, and it's not clear if you're receiving or giving. I know that sounds probably a little strange, but that's kind of the nature of the Six of Pentacles with the scales. I'll get a little bit more into this. With the Ace of Cups, it still looks like the same thing. It does look like an offering. Literally, the hand is offering something. Can we know more about the Ace of Cups, please? Your guides have come back. They're kind of... I think there's now like this overlap message from the previous spread. They're offering you something literally twice in these two cards. There's a hand with a cup coming through with the bird saying, here, this is the gift, kind of looking like this as well. And now it's again the same thing. A hand coming through from the clouds, from the fog, or whatever this is, with a cup offering it to you. Okay? Now, there's a chance they may not tell me what this is at all because of the Seven of Swords. So, in this week, I would probably just start the week with an affirmation and say it to the universe and say something like, I'm fully open to whatever offering you have for me, something along those lines. Can you tell us a little bit, is there any way we can know what this is or how to be prepared for it? Group 1. Okay, so really good news there. We have the Fool. This is something pertaining to anything at all that is new for you. Now again, we have many different energies that we're working with and many different people watching, so it is going to be different for all of you. So all I can really tell you is that yeah, this would be a new chapter for you. This would be a new opportunity, something that is aligned with your individual path. So let's see, any other further clues as to any way we can tell what this could be? I think you've already worked with your guides regarding this, or even with some people close to you. Like it could have been like this group joint effort in some way, and it will have a positive impact for your future as a whole in terms of your vision for yourself, what you're building for yourself. So again, as I figured, they're not really telling me what this is, but again, we know that it's a positive opportunity. And there's something about it that they want you to they kind of just want you to trust yourself, and they really don't want to say what this is. They're just trying to tell you, trust yourself, trust us, trust the process, and there will be this opportunity. Now, in terms of the opportunity status, I guess, I think that in this week, because this is something that's gonna be unfolding. It's something that naturally needs some time to continue to unfold. So I'm thinking that in this week, what they're going to end up doing, definitely they're going to give you some information, some signs, some truths about this thing, right? This new beginning. But I'm not sure the extent of how much it's going to appear. So for example, this cup might be representing just knowing about it, or somebody telling you, hey, this might be a good idea, this is an offering, I'm just like telling you about it. So I don't know the stage of it, because that's going to really depend on where you guys are in your path. So just know that this is most likely going to continue to unfold. It's not, the nature of this is not something that's just like this quick one-day thing. I do think that this is just the beginning. So even more kind of ominous good news there. Spirit, moving forward, what energies are coming towards them this week in their outer world? Thank you. Group 1. We have the Nine of Wands. What else? Okay, the Nine of Wands, the Moon. What does this all mean? Interesting. Okay. So I'm asking about the outer world, of course, but this moon card immediately kind of brings us into the, I would say, probably the subconscious or something more. Um, this I feel is not going to be so obvious. So the Nine of Wands, the Moon, and the Devil card is representing some type of a repeating battle that you have seen. It does look like you're tired of it. Like whatever this is, you're just kind of over it at this point. You're just, really thinking about letting this go. And I will get advice for this because this is hard to explain. But oh, I see. 10 of Swords is on the bottom. And I think that this is just talking about you really feeling ready to let this go. Okay? This is not new at all. This is something that you are very used to. Either it's a repeating problem that you have felt within yourself, or it's something repeating in your outer world, which usually is connected anyway. For some of you, it could be something like a negative thought patterns such as fears and insecurities. It could be let's say a negative habit, some type of negative habit that could be harming your health or your well-being, or something with your situation, like I said. But it's a repeating thing. And I'm feeling this, it's hard to explain this feeling, but I'm feeling like a loosening of this energy. It kind of feels similar to, if you can picture like a screw being unscrewed, and then right at the final sort of turns of it, it's like wiggling. It's really weird. They gave me like a feeling. It's okay. That was the feeling I got. So you're almost ready to release this thing. Okay, so can you tell us the advice, or why is this here in this week? Probably, I mean, it's probably going to just be relevant this week. So what do we need to know about this, please? This is your shot to release this energy. It's so close to being released. Okay, perfect. We have the Two of Cups. This is balance. And then I can't help but notice this Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. So yeah, you're very, very close to releasing this. I feel the reason it's in this category of your reading instead of self is because it is going to be relevant in your external world. You might find something that looks similar and you're just like, I'm so ready for these headaches to be over. And then finally, when you release that and come into this balance, just internally and generally, this is a very peaceful feeling. This is you feeling balanced. When you come into that, that's the advice piece. When you come into that, you are going to let this go, and you should be seeing the last of that pattern. So for example, like, if something in your outer world always seems like it fails, and I'm not saying it is failing. I don't really think that that's an appropriate word, like, or an accurate word. I think it's just all about timing and alignment. If you perceive that something in your situation always fails or has the same outcome every single time, either the one that approaches you this week is going to be the last of that pattern, or it might just be something that you observe and your mindset shifts when you kind of get wind of it. So like, you're going to notice it, and then you're just going to decide that it's done. I'm done with this feeling. So I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but it might come up for a good 80% of you, I would say. Any final messages? What's coming towards them? And what do they need to know this week? Outer world. Thank you. Okay, these flipped at the same time. We have the Emperor, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness, you see? I was just talking about walking away, and here it is. Eight of Cups, perfect. And then we have the Five of Swords over here. So final messages we have for your outer world. Again, this is all about alignment. I know that this is talking about, it's supposed to be talking about your external world. Here we do see some kind of, how can I say, this is some kind of really particular order and control, but in a good way, because the wheel is turning in a very specific manner, and your guides are indirectly saying, do not interfere with this. And what they mean by that is just to be as peaceful, calm, and present as you possibly can, because your calm energy is going to allow all of this to align and take shape in the way that it's meant to. Nothing to worry about here. This is just some temporary kind of annoyed energy. Maybe you're frustrated with not knowing some answers. That's going to fade away probably immediately. Over here, like I said, you are moving along, you're moving on from something, probably more so a feeling or a potential mishap. So again, I don't really see a negative thing occurring this week. Either it happens and then you're done with that pattern, or you see it coming potentially and you decide to walk away from it preemptively. So it's either or. But anyway, the final message here is that everything is aligning for you. It's getting closer and closer into getting into this balance. Again, you're protected and you're provided for, and you just have to let this happen. That's kind of what your guides are saying there. Okay, so really interesting messages. I do hope that this made sense and that it resonated. You can let me know below how it did, if it did or not. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys in group 1. If this didn't resonate at all, you can feel free to pick a different group, if anything. But if you want a personal reading, the info is below. And again, my link for my How to Read Tarot Cards virtual class starting next month is below as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, you can subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading, okay? Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 2, which is the aquamarine. So first, again, let's get the energy for you, how you'll be doing, feeling your energy generally, and then the outer world. Spirit, this reading is for group number 2, aquamarine. Please and thank you. What do they need to know this week in the area of self? Okay, just self. Thank you. Okay, so we have the Temperance card, really beautiful energy here. Immediately, just for some of you, they said immediately about healing. So obviously that only pertains to those of you who are recently sick. Could have been physically ill, could have been something with your emotional or mental health. There's going to be a profound healing this week, probably by the second day is what they said. So I'm not sure if it's by the second day you're watching this or by the second day of the week, but that's what they said. So let me see for the rest of you if it's still healing, it's still balancing. Spirit moving forward, energies coming towards them in self. How interesting cards are coming out. Okay, so we have Temperance, the Tower, the Lovers. Even just with the Major Arcana power coming through here, it's showing an intense transformation energy, which I think you might have already gone through. If it's not finished, it's definitely solidifying as we speak. Okay, and your cards are even forming this interesting shape. There's this flow to it. Okay, so going back to what I was saying, this Tower card is really making me feel like if this person who was falling from the top was still in midair, they are showing that they're finally landing, I'll say. Okay, so they're finally landing. And now here with the Lovers, because again, this is just in the area of self. Again, here with the Lovers, I always think of the Lovers as healing and balancing, especially if it's in just self. And then here with the Nine of Pentacles, we are actually seeing resilience, strength, and some kind of internal sense of freedom. I'm really drawn to the blue here. I'm not sure exactly what that is for. Could be something with even expression, creativity, communication maybe. There's a lot of different things. But I think that towards the end of the week-ish, you should be feeling really good. Now, let me get some clarity on the Tower. But since we started off with the Temperance card, and I did immediately say that there's going to be healing, if you happen to be feeling a bit disoriented and imbalanced early on in the week, just know that that is going to be temporary, because it shows that you're highly protected in many ways. Can you tell us a little bit about the Tower card in self? Now, the Tower card could be representing some kind of a revelation, a realization, some strike of clarity from, I was going to say from the divine, but it could be really from anywhere. Somewhere outside of yourself, somewhere, I mean, it's kind of hard to say. It could be claircognizance as well. Yeah, well, okay, there it is, the Hermit card. So the Hermit card is kind of giving me the same message because the Hermit has the lantern, and I often think of some type of realization and enlightenment when I see that card. Again, more major arcana energy, just a powerful shifting going on. I did notice the Wheel of Fortune as well on the bottom. So something in the timing for you guys, it's a very powerful week for you. Um, to the point where you might even feel a complete shift in your frequency. So that's really significant. Can you tell us a little bit more energies coming towards him himself this week? Queen of Cups. King of Wands. And the Four of Swords. Okay, so yeah, it to me, it does seem like you're going to get a surge of energy this week. And a lot of it could happen to you on some deeper level where I think you might be receiving downloads. Okay? I wish I could tell you why your cards are leaning like this. The cards do whatever they want to do in my readings, and I haven't figured out all the shapes yet, but I don't know, because it's leaning, because they're tilted, this could possibly mean something like they're still stabilizing. They're still trying to find stability. So yeah, we're still orienting here. You're not completely stable and secure just yet because it's transforming. It's it's still in movement, I suppose. So with the the two cards here, Queen of Cups and King of Wands, again, we have balancing. We have like your active fire and water energy, masculine and feminine energy. And it just looks like you are trying to figure out specifically where you're going with something. It could be with a personal goal. It could be with your development in some way. It looks like you are waking up to so many things, but you might feel within yourself, and you might be asking yourself something like, well, I know all this stuff. Now, where do I go? Where do I go next? It's kind of like that. All you have to know about that part is just try to take this completely one step at a time. In a sense of course, patience is going to be helpful, but this is going to become clear. Your guides, I feel, are wanting to say to you, it's okay to not have all of the answers right in your hands right now. Because honestly, that's really not how they operate at all. Or they also know that it's not how you're going to be meant to operate in your highest good. They don't want you to know everything all at once. They want you to learn how to take these small steps so that you can walk this path with that sense of trust and belief, that something like that. Either way, I think that it's going to be good for you. With the Nine of Pentacles, you're just feeling so sure of yourself, or you're feeling more empowered and like you can do things on your own, like you can make things happen on your own, something like that. Any final message about self? Ace of Wands, yeah. This is just the beginning for you guys. The Ace of Wands could be anything creative, passionate, bright ideas, lots of high-powered energy, enthusiasm, motivation. So again, this is only the beginning. Again, your cards are forming this really beautiful balance. I just love the way that this looks. And we did start off with the Temperance card to say that the healing is there, the balancing is there. Now we have on top of all of that, the excitement and the passion. So yes, this is only going to continue to move forward. I'm not seeing you blocked. So if you had been blocked in the past, or if you even feel blocked now, just know that that's going to come to an end. Now, there's a hidden message. Just be cautious about this. If this for some reason is not completely resonating with you, or you feel a bit skeptical, or just like you're having a hard time believing this message, that may be part of the potential energy blockage if you experience one. Because I know from personal experience that disbelief and doubts and fears and whatever, it totally completely blocks us. So just be aware of that. That's all I wanted to say. Just be aware of that, okay? But otherwise, this should come through very, very nicely. So taking a look into your outer world, we're going to just basically see if anything really obvious is coming through with events, but Let's see. Spirit moving forward, energies coming towards them in their outer world. Aquamarine group 2, thank you. Okay, so we have the devil kind of flipping in the reverse, but let me take a look. You know how I feel about that by now, probably reverse cards. Okay, so we have a mix of energy here. So the devil and the 2 of swords is indicating that something potentially could block you as soon as you're watching this the next day. They did say Monday, so but it will depend, because it depends on when you're watching this. But I think that it's the first day or so, because technically Sunday is the first day, I guess. Something potentially, okay, potentially could block you in your path this week, in your outer world. So like, you know, for example, if it's something at work, you know, something could be very frustrating, and you're like, oh, this thing was supposed to come through and this thing was supposed to happen, and it's just not. Whether it's work or home or in your personal life, there could be some type of thing that's standing in your way, and you're like, oh, like this again, you know, kind of a thing. But with the Star card and with the Knight of Wands, this is the energy where I see you being, or have, like, there's this extreme hopefulness about this card. And with that hopefulness and that belief, you're just going right forward. So you are conquering whatever potential blockage could be right here. Your energy is overpowering it, is what I'm saying. So it doesn't bother you. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is a depending sort of a thing. Okay. Okay, moving forward, what's coming towards them in their outer world? Thank you. So we have the moon, and then we have the 4 of Wands. This kind of struck me as something to the effect of like, things are working out, balancing and stabilizing, but you have no idea how that happened. So this is going to be mysterious to you. It's going to feel even like a miracle or something, like a small miracle. I don't know if the area of your life is going to be looking so like dramatic or significant. It might even be something so small. It's going to range for all of you. It might be something very important actually for a smaller number of you, but it kind of just feels like something really worked out beautifully, and you just were shocked about that, about how it was able to so nicely come into place. Like, that's sort of how they explained it. Can you tell us what else is coming towards them this week? Aquamarine, thank you. Yeah, lots of bright energy opening up for the future in a general sense there. And again, same exact thing. So we're looking really good. I don't think it's just going to be positive for this week. It is showing the potential for it to branch out into more positive potential energy. Probably even receiving some type of a blessing, or even manifesting something as well. Anything else that they need to be aware of just in this week only? This probably is a great week to allow your dreams and your visions, not only expectations, just more like the psychic energy here, dreams and visions, to really take flight. So try not to stop yourself, try not to block yourself, and just let yourself dream. Even if you feel weird about it or silly about it, just let yourself have these dreams and visions. We have the King of Pentacles. Again, we're coming into stability and being provided for, protected, secure. Any final messages for their outer worlds? I'm not getting any specific message of you dealing with other people or anything like that. This is more just generally the vibe of the situational energy, I think. And then down here with the 10 of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles, kind of looks like, this is a little bit of a sidebar message, but it kind of looks like there was some task, some obligation, responsibility that you had to deal with all on your own this week, or you're going to have to, probably towards the end of the week. Maybe it could be around Thursday-ish, or the end of the week, kind of. It looks like you did something completely on your own, with very little help or no help at all, and you felt great about it. I don't know what it is, because obviously everyone has different stuff going on, but whatever this was, you did complete the task. Like, you completely finished it. Maybe you didn't think you would, Again, you're operating with some new energy here this week. Yeah, so whatever this is, this really heavy task that took a lot out of you, or you thought it would take even more out of you, you finished it. You did really well. So again, by the end of the week, and again, you're feeling proud, you're feeling really self-sufficient and prosperous, and perhaps there's even some sort of financial gain to it as well. It depends on what it was, of course. Yeah, so that's it. Any final advice? This is turning out to be such an interesting week based on group 1 as well. We'll see how it goes for the others. So final message is about your ability to manifest. Just know that you can manifest. Know that you can work with the energies surrounding you, in front of you, with the universe, with your guides, your higher self. It is possible. So just always remember that your thoughts have so much power to them. If you're interested in doing more stuff with energy work, I have a video for that in the description. But you just need to be very aware of your thoughts and your power in this world, basically. Okay, so that is what I am seeing for you guys. I do hope that this was helpful, that it resonated. You can let me know below. If you'd like a personal reading, info is below, and I've also left the link for my upcoming virtual How to Read Tarot Cards class. So that's it. If you enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next reading. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 3, which is the orange calcite. So again, I'm going to get your energy, just how you're going to be doing, and then the outer world. Spirit, this reading is for group number 3. Please, orange calcite. What do they need to know this week? Please and thank you in the area of self first. Okay, so let's take a look. Spirit, moving forward, what energies are coming towards them in self? How will they be doing, feeling energy-wise? Okay, this is a really interesting variation of cards. Okay, so with the Death and the Devil card, this is for a small number of you who might already know what this is. I don't know if some of you are feeling ill, like physically sick, but I kind of got a literal thing with the Death card. Some of you might have said something like, I feel like death. I really hope that's not the case for most of you, but if you happen to already be physically ill in some way, I just think that this was talking about some part of those symptoms. But for the rest of you, if it's not something like that, it kind of just felt like there was this, with the Death card, something is coming to an end this week. This Devil card is pretty heavy. Let me get one more card for that. The Devil, please, and the Death card. Thank you. King of Wands. Pretty much, I think for the rest of you, I think that there is, and this is interesting because I think was it group 2 that got that message too? So someone got it, where there's going to be a specific ending of a cycle of internal negativity. So the Devil card could be talking about fears, negative patterns, negative habits, something like that. Now, for you guys, I'm getting a complete mixture of energy. Really, this is honestly all over the place, which is interesting because it's just the area of self. It's supposed to be a little bit more clear. There could be something having to do, for maybe 1/3 of you, there could be something having to do with patience, ego, anger. I meant actually impatience. There could be something there with like an ego problem, where maybe you were fighting yourself or fighting your path and fighting the situation. And what I mean by that is there was a lot of frustration against it, and maybe you were kind of like pushing, instead of, let's say, the opposite, which would be trying to work with the flow and with your guides and with the path, you know, something like that. Now the good news is, spoiler, is that you start that process right here. You completely shift this week. Totally 180 shift. And I don't know exactly when it happens. It could be, I mean, it's kind of all over the map, like I said. But definitely give yourself at least a few days here. With the Chariot card, you're shifting gears and going in the right direction. That's kind of how they phrased it. With the World card, same thing. You feel a strong sense of that you're succeeding again. And with the Seven of Pentacles, this is your patience. You have restored a sense of balance, patience, and calmness with everything, and you have let go of this. So I don't know if you're aware of this or not. And this still pertains to those of you who are feeling physically ill too, because that happened to me recently. You may have heard me say, I forget which reading it was, but I had gotten sick twice in a span of a couple of weeks or so. And I thought it was just like a physical thing, but it turns out I was completely blocked and depleted in my solar plexus chakra. And so I had to figure out what was wrong with me. And I went into the chakra research, as I usually do, and I did some work on it, and it worked so incredibly. I couldn't believe the results. So anyway, if you guys want more information on healing the chakras, the description has my video for that. So I think that it pertains to all of this. This is both. There is something going on here with your internal, something of an internal imbalance possibly, and you're going to completely jump out of that and align. Your cards even aligned. Look at the way that they aligned right here. Here it's more like jumbled and imbalanced and skewed and whatever, and here it completely just straightens out. It's really interesting. Can you tell us any other clues as to what's going on with their area of self, what's coming towards them? You've gained so much wisdom here, and you're switching gears in some specific way, and I think it's because you've achieved some type of spiritual wisdom. I was really drawn to the purple. Maybe you know something. It's like the crown chakra color, so maybe you just know something from a spiritual perspective. I don't know why you shifted. It could have just been a choice, or it could have been your alignment. I don't know exactly what the cause was, but now you're really going with the flow of things this week, okay? Now I just asked a little bit more information, and look what you got, the Six of Wands. So you're succeeding, and we had where was it that I said that? Might have been here. Yeah, it might have been with the World card. You're succeeding again. You're feeling successful again. So I have no clue what caused this. It could have even been something, I don't know, maybe like in the energy forecast, maybe there's some powerful thing going through. Somebody recently mentioned to me the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction or something. I don't know anything about these things, so I learned from you guys. But this is totally shifting for you. So we can say maybe Monday, Tuesday could be a struggle. If it is a struggle, try to hang in there. I know it can feel like a very long time, but try to hang in there. We have a slight time gap here, so this could be maybe Wednesday onward. Again, it's going to vary, but this will happen for a majority of you, okay? If not all of you. Anything else in the area of self, and then we'll take a look at the outer. I honestly think you're going to need a couple days off here. If this energy is intense, if you're not feeling well in any way, because it's all related, mind, body, spirit, you might need to take a couple days off if you can. I know obviously a lot of you probably cannot, but if you can, try to really push that if you can take some time off, because I feel like you really need it. And then we have the Magician. You're back at it. You're manifesting. You're powerful. You're feeling it. Okay. So this was quite the turn of events. And even I was completely confused. I felt delirium. I felt a fever. And it's crazy because I just went through that with the recent solar eclipse. I was sweating out my demons. I'm like, what is going on here? But it was just this transformation energy that I think I was experiencing. Not pleasant, but you know, we get through it. Okay, this was heavy. I mean, it was like intense. So now let's take a look into your outer world, how that's going to shape up for you. Spirit, can we please have the external energies now for our orange calcite? Moving forward into this week. What energies are coming towards them in their outer world now? How's that going to go? Same exact thing. The beginning of the week might be a bit kind of rough, but it's like, is this, okay. But it does look like it's going to transform pretty quickly. Here we do, in your outer world, we do have an up and down situation going on here, slightly. Okay, so beginning of the week, again, it's the same thing, just to repeat. We have the Five of Pentacles here, which looks like that you're not receiving something that you need from your outer situation. So whether it's from work, home, someone in your personal life, you know, someone close to you, it just looks like there's a deprivation, lack energy here. We're not getting what we need to feel safe and secure. Time gap, right? So this might be a couple of days or so. And then here with the Ten of Pentacles and the Hermit and the Nine of Wands, again, a mix of energy. Things will get better for you pretty quickly. You're going to be receiving more of what you need. Well, I don't know if it's from the source from this card, but you're going to be receiving what you need in all ways. I'm not sure from where it's coming, but it's in all ways. So whether you needed something, whether you needed some type of security, comfort, enlightenment, something like that, that should be coming through. What else here with the Hermit card and Nine of Wands? Spirit, can we have a little bit more clarity here? What's coming towards them in their outer world? Group 3, thank you. Yeah, there is going to be some further support in a general sense in your outer world. Again, it may not necessarily be from this issue or person, but you will be still receiving some type of support to comfort you, to lift you, to make sure that you're okay. With the Hanged Man, oh, interesting. What's the Hanged Man? It kind of just looks like something here is surrendering. Maybe something is dropping off, letting go, and not being important anymore. So something that was aggravating to you, stressful to you, is really going to, it's gonna fix itself. That's what they said. Can you tell us what this was? Something is going to come into order again. A very obvious type of order and structure again. Something that was sort of messy or annoying, aggravating, stressful. Yeah, look, see, the Temperance card. It's going to be balancing and healing for you. They're not telling me a specific just because everyone has a different thing, a different way that's going to resonate. Anything else? What's coming towards them in their outer world this week? Orange calcite, group 3. The Fool, perfect. Okay, so we're looking really good here. Rough start, of course, rough start, but we're looking great as we're shaping up here. This is, I don't know how far into the week this is. It could, yes, be towards the very end of the week, kind of hard to say. We have this card repeated, Six of Wands on the bottom. Again, we're seeing some kind of approaching success for you. So I kind of do want to get some clarity here, but overall it's looking like it's climbing. Do they need to know anything else? Any advice, messages, guidance, or clarity? Group 3, final messages. Yeah, a few. Knight of Wands, the Sun, and the Ten of Swords. Okay, kind of the same thing. If there's something that you have your eye on in terms of a goal or a vision or your happiness, they're asking you to just go for it. And this might come automatically too, depending. But either way, the energy is in motion. We have the Ten of Swords here, again, speaking of some kind of an ending of a cycle. And this is a hard drop, is what I'm getting from this Ten of Swords. This is quite tactile. I can feel the coldness of the swords and the heaviness of the swords in my back, and I'm just like, geez, what is this thing? So there is going to be a very obvious, intense, abrupt ending of a cycle for you guys this week. At any point this week, they're not specifying when. And I would guess that that's around the time before the Fool energy comes through. So there is a new beginning. There's a lot happening for you guys this week, energetically speaking. So yeah, that's happening. Oh my God, that Ten of Swords. What's going on? One last card, please. Ten of Swords. You're gonna take your power back in a really, whoa, in a really strong way. Look at this Ace of Swords. After the 10, we have this Ace now. Oh my goodness. This is gonna mark an occasion for you. This is gonna mark the recollection and rebirth of your power. That's sort of what they said. So that's all they'll tell me. I'll stop there with that. You're going to probably know more about this as you move forward, but this is going to be a significant rebirthing, I think, of your energy, your power, and your joy as well. Man, that was really strong. Okay, so group 3. That is what I have for you. Very interesting reading. Certainly very interesting. Please let me know how it resonates so that I know what's going on. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So thank you guys. I hope it helped. If you want a personal reading, the info is below. And I've also left the link for my How to Read Tarot course I'm going to be doing next month. And if you did enjoy this, feel free to subscribe. But otherwise, thank you once again, sending you blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye. Hey guys, this is the reading for those of you who chose group number 4, which is Moonstone. So again, I'll get area of self first and then outer world. Spirit, this reading is for group number 4. Our Moonstone group, please and thank you. What do they need to know this week? Group 4. Spirit, moving forward into just this week, what energies are coming towards them in the area of self? Only self. Okay, so we have 3 of Wands. Okay, how those came out were really interesting. It looks like there's going to be some exciting or profound exploration for you this week. Now, if this were the outer world, I might even say something literally where I don't know if some of you are traveling or something like that. But since it's the area of self and we have the High Priestess here and the King of Cups, this does look like this is a significant sort of psychic exploration. And I don't know if it's just me. Please let me know below if this has been happening to you guys. But I have been having some weird stuff going on. Synchronicity, signs, dreams. It's really, really weird. And I love it because I love when magic shows itself to be real. It's the greatest thing. But it does look like there's some significant psychic occurrences coming through. Whether this means that you're coming into some sort of powerful balance, emotionally, spiritually, maybe aligning with your chakras, things like this. Aligning with your path as well, feeling differently about things, feeling like you can suddenly see ahead of you clearly, or feeling a deep sense of clarity, just something within you that you cannot explain, I think is coming through. But for the rest of you, yeah, it could be this, like I said, this weird psychic occurrence that maybe you cannot explain at all. Hopefully we can all talk about it though, because it is something I've seen. Spirit, what do they need to know? What else for this week in self? The Chariot, yeah, and you will be moving forward very nicely. So I don't know if it's only because of this energy or whatever is causing this, but you're moving forward nicely, smoothly, and you're not being blocked. You're not blocking yourself, and you're not being blocked by anything else. Again, determination, clarity. Look at that, Knight of Wands, same thing, passion. And you're feeling they just keep saying that you're feeling clear, and that's always a good thing. I think clarity and also calmness are always going to be good for our energy. So what else? Ace of Wands. This is really wonderful. So Ace of Wands is you really starting up something exciting, fresh. There's passion. I definitely noticed the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom with that treasure chest of coins. So I don't know specifically what the Ace of Wands. Oh my God, am I having a moment here? I believe I told some of you in group 1 to watch this, okay? If I'm remembering correctly, I get lost in the energies. So there we have it, okay? If that was the case, if I'm in fact correct. The Ace of Wands is here, so we have a shared message, okay? So now, if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, in group 1, I felt that there, or whichever group it was, I said in only one of the groups, I did say you may need to watch this other group if you were equally called to it, okay? So if not, don't worry. But just to crisscross that message, if you felt equally called to group number 1, probably any of the other groups too, you may want to watch that as well. I do think that there was some overlapping here. Ace of Wands, can you tell us what you are specifically? Thank you. This is really nice. Look at the sense of adventure. Same thing, same exact feeling here. So no, I don't think that this is literal this time, but it could be. You are off on an adventure here. You're looking into the future with such a sense of hope, wisdom, clarity, and again, same thing as before, determination. You're really set to embark upon an adventure in some way. It's very exciting. I think that it's kind of hard to say what this is. It could be anything under the sun, obviously, but this is going to be deeply related to your spiritual path and elevation, your evolution, because I see you rising higher. This could be showing itself in a particular goal that you have where you're really making progress, especially if you had a goal that you were working on just by yourself. It could be with your health, it could be with creativity, it could be with like career and business, something like that. It was only just you. A personal goal that is very important to you, and this could be showing itself there in a very obvious way because of the Ace of Wands energy. Final message for self, please. Thank you. We have the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords obviously is basically the opposite of this entire energy, which tells me that you're breaking free of these chains and from some type of mental restrictions. The Eight of Swords is pretty known for being a card where we have fears and insecurities, and it's known as self-imposed restriction. That's what I learned about this card, and I think that that's totally true here, because I don't think that anything's going to stand in your way. And they're saying that if you feel like something is standing in your way or could, that it would only be because you start to doubt yourself or the whole process. And remember, I said to you right here, I said it clear, that you're not going to be blocked, and you're not going to block yourself, and nothing else will block you. So therefore, it would be an illusion. So good tip is to be aware of that right now so that it doesn't come through and take you by surprise. You might want to write a note to yourself, a reminder on a note, a sticky note, or your, like on your wall somewhere, to remind yourself that there is no reason that you're going to be blocked. It's only because it's something you're thinking about. So be aware. Yes. Okay. So now outer world should be interesting, to say the least. Let's see how that is going to shape up for you. Spirit moving forward into their outer world. What energies are coming towards them? Group 4, moonstone. Thank you. We have the Five of Cups. Six of Swords. Same kind of deal. You're very obviously moving on from something here. In the first part of the week, there probably will be some kind of unanswered question for you, or mysterious, even for some of you, confusing energy. But I don't think it's going to matter, because again, that energy is going to move along and eventually get clearer. But it does look like at first there is some type of like disappointment in some way. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Five of Cups? I think that many of you may have just wanted to have an answer and stability and the clarity, but not having that caused burden to you. And for that reason, I think that you just moved on from it, or you will move on from it, or the energy itself kind of just like sort of faded away, dissipated, even without anybody doing anything. With the moon card, I would say that's still an air of mystery, but at the same time, it feels like it's balancing out, and the fog is going to start to clear. I don't know if it's going to clear this week, but either way, the fog is going to start to clear. Moving forward, what energies are coming towards them in their outer world? Thank you. Okay, so we're moving along here slowly but surely. Knight of Pentacles, moving on from that energy. So with the Magician and the King of Swords, I kind of see that many of you are going to be moving on in a very direct, action-oriented way where you just make a decision about something. And then with the Death card, I mean, yes, it does seem like you sort of make a decision to end a cycle, which again is a very common theme of this whole reading. So I do think it's at this point a collective energy that we're deciding to end cycles, or we're finding that the cycle is quickly coming to an end. Outer world, please, Spirit. So I wasn't exactly sure at first what you were deciding on, because the energy behind it felt like, it felt a little bit like, it definitely did not feel like it rushed or even impulsive or anything like that, but something about it kind of gave me a feeling like I had to think twice about it for some reason. But what I think what's happening here is there is this energy. You're planting some seeds this week of positive intention. Now here's the plot twist here, guys. With these two cards, how I'm going to phrase this carefully because it's unfolding in my head right now. This week, you may plant a seed of a specific intention, but as it blooms, you're going to actually find that it's going to turn out differently than you intended, but it's going to be 10 times better than you thought. See this? The Nine of Cups and the Ace of Cups. Look at how this is blooming into existence, and look at the flow. This is joy. This is straight up joy and happiness and fulfillment. So that doesn't mean that you're going to feel disappointed because you're not even going to get the chance to feel disappointed. You're going to see at some point in the near future how this thing that you're thinking about this week is going to end up even better than you had anticipated. So that's great news. And such a weird message, honestly, like the way it came out, like it was just kind of hard to get that out, but here it is. Okay, so you can look forward to that. I wish I knew what this was about, but like I said, different intentions all around here. Any other things coming towards them this week in their outer world? Anything to be aware of? I'm really not seeing anyone specific in your energy. I don't really think there's anything out of the ordinary there. But this is more of the situation itself, the environmental energy. Six of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Empress. So it's looking really good. We are seeing some balancing out. We are seeing the birth of new passion, new ideas, new abundance in your life. Again, this energy is really climbing. So I wish I could tell you more about this, but I think it's a to be continued type of a thing. Can we have a final message, maybe advice, anything else coming through, popping through in their outer world? Thank you. Okay, forgive me because I get lost in the energies, but I'm really sorry. Either you or the group right before you got this. I can't remember. But either way, this is looking really good because the Eight of Swords energy, that self-imposed restriction, deep insecurity feeling, negative thoughts, is healing, okay? So you're breaking free of the blindfold and the bindings that are really, really restricting you. And that might be internal, that might be external. It could be both, of course, but that is healing. That is coming to a stop. And I think that there's just going to be this breath of fresh air, freedom coming to you. You're going to feel like you could breathe again. Okay, it's going to feel really good. So that is what I'm seeing for you. I think I'm going to have to leave it there because this was a lot of energy. But that is what I'm seeing for you guys in group 4. I really hope that this resonated. I hope it made sense. Thank you guys so much. If it did resonate, you can feel free to subscribe if you want a personal reading. The info is below, as well as for my class for how to read tarot cards, which I'm starting next month. The info is all below. Thank you so much. Blessings, and I will see you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.